Hello, greetings all. Yeah, in this video, I'm going to show you how to check if uh, your laptop or your computer has virtualization enabled. This is what you need to be able to install virtual box on your computer. So depending on the Windows version you have, go to the search button, type Task Manager, and then when Task Manager comes up, you click on it, and then you go to, after processes, you go to performance. And if you look at CPU, you see virtualization enabled. That is how to check if your Windows laptop or computer has virtualization enabled. If it is not enabled, you will need to enable it. And once this is enabled, then you will be able to go ahead and install VirtualBox, which we will use then to install a virtual machine. Yeah. After confirming that virtualization is enabled on your system, you can now go ahead and install VirtualBox. To install VirtualBox, you go to, or you can check for, you can search for VirtualBox. I hope we have, then you have Oracle VM VirtualBox. You go to the website, and there will be a link where you can download the VirtualBox package. So you come to Windows host, you click, and it will go ahead and start downloading. Now, since this will go straight to your download page, and once it finished downloading, then you can go ahead and install it. All right. I know once it downloads, so if I open the folder, I already downloaded it, but I've had a second copy downloaded. But that was just basically to show you how to get to the download page. Once you have that downloaded, you can then go ahead and install it by double clicking on it, or right clicking and picking open. And then you have this button will come up asking if this is what you want to do. You go ahead and accept yes. Of course, you want to install that. And it has a very basic wizard, right? I don't just leave all the defaults as they are, and then just allow the installation process to run. So let's wait for it to install. Let's wait for VirtualBox to install. It may take some few minutes, but yeah, unless we have that running. So and you can see that it's progressing. You just allow it to finish, and then of course, once the installation is finished, you may have a page like this asking if you want to start VirtualBox immediately, which is something, of course. Let's just go ahead and start it. And now you have the Oracle VirtualBox Manager ready. And you can go ahead and create virtual machines, right? So we have successfully installed Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager. Also, after you've installed Oracle VirtualBox, the next step is to download Rocky Linux, which we'll be using in our course. So you go to Rocky Linux, you search for that, you go to the download page, and I would recommend you choose DVD. Once you click on that, it will start installing. It will take about 14 minutes. I had this already downloaded, so that we don't waste time, I'll go ahead and stop the download. But for you, you allow it to completely download. So I'll stop. Since I have now my VirtualBox now, so I have All right, I have VirtualBox installed. I have Rocky Linux downloaded, right? So I'm going to go ahead and start VirtualBox, and we'll then go ahead and install Rocky Linux. So I'll double click to start VirtualBox. And once it opens, I'll go to new and I'll call this Rocky Linux study. You can give it any name. I'll allow this default. I'll go ahead where I have iOS image and I'll pick other and I'll go to downloads and I'll pick Rocky Linux and click open. Once I have that, I'll say skip on unattended install. I want to follow that. I go to next. I will give this about 6 gigabytes, maybe 4 it's okay for you. It depends on the power of your computer, the memory you have. I have 16 gigabytes, so 6 is not bad for me. I'll choose, say, 4 processors. I have enough. I've trained him. Then I'll go to next. I'll leave the virtual disk to be 20 gigabyte here. Then I'll have a summary of what I'm about to, of how this VM machine is configured, right? And then I'll click finish. Then I'll go to settings. I'll come to system. I'll remove floppy. And then I'll put optical up, hard disk will come after that. This is to ensure that when the VM boots the optical, the DVD that I have is going to be loaded. For network, I can decide to go for host adapter, right? So that I'm able to ping the VM as well from my host computer. But you can still allow that or not. It's okay. But you can leave the default or choose host on the adapter. That's still okay. And then after that, I noticed that it's okay to disable this. I've had problems with USB, but yeah, disable this if you need to. That's okay. And then I will start the virtual machine. Okay. Okay. You see the virtual machine is starting. I'll go ahead and hit enter so that it should install, because I have two options: install Rocky Linux or test this media. I want to install, so just hit enter. And then and wait for the installation to go. You can always wait. It's doing a checksum. This is not important. I skip that. So I'll press escape to abort this check. It's not important. We don't really need it. So the installer is starting. And when it fires up, I just need to give some key configurations that I want. I want this in English. I'll say English United Kingdom, right? Keyboard. Okay, I continue. So I've picked the language to be English, English United Kingdom. You can definitely pick any option. Then keyboard settings. I'll actually add a different keyboard. And notice that I have a German keyboard. So I'll add a German keyboard and then I'll delete this. Just that. You notice I did add a new keyboard first before deleting the other one. Then I click Done. Then installation media. Done. That's what I dictated. System. I want see it's checking. That's okay. Language is English. Time. I'm actually here in Germany. City Berlin. That's fine. Done. Software selection is important. You have to come and choose workstation, right? You can then maybe have a server with GUI, but let's pick workstation for now. I'm done. And then I've chosen the localization, I've chosen the software, system. Don't bother about the other items. You need to configure root password. I'll choose a simple password that I can remember. That you don't do this in production setting. And then I go ahead and begin installation. The installation will run for a while. So I'll pause and come back just when it's about to finish. The installation is slowly coming to an end. It took quite an amount of time, so be patient if you are running it. As long as you can see that there's progress, there will be different messages that will come up here to show that the installation is running. So you just wait for that, and I hope this should be awesome. Right, the installation has completed, so I can go ahead and reboot the system. Okay, so do some start some setup to make this virtual machine ready for use. Um, the first thing is just leave this as the default. I'll give the phone cloud student as my full name, and I'll allow that as my username as well. Password, again, I'll choose a password that is easy. Okay, my fingers, okay. Then I can now start using Rocky Linux. You may need to be patient. So I can go, for example, and type the terminal here. You see I have a complete virtual machine now running from cloud student at localhost. I can check host name, for example, it's localhost. I can check who am I, for example, it's from cloud student that is local. So that's how you can install Rock Linux on your virtual box. And of course, if you need to shut down this, you just come to power off and power off your virtual machine. All right. And so you have your machine here working. One thing I will recommend is you can come back to system and remove optical disk, because next time you boot and put hard disk to be at the top. So it will look for the operating system on the hard disk and don't look for it again on the TVD, right? And yeah, definitely I had to click on OK before closing that. And if you, since you have installed your virtual machine to save space, you can go ahead and delete this. Depending, you see it's a big file. It's 8.3 gigabytes, or you can leave it if you still need it for other virtual machines. So that was how to check if your Windows system has virtualization enabled, install Oracle VirtualBox from Oracle, and then as well install Rocky Linux machine on your Oracle VirtualBox. Thanks for watching.